Yo, you already know what time it is. Welcome back to another episode of Thinker versus Speaker, where I, Marissa the Thinker, sit down with a guest and we have different conversations about all things, anything, everything. Real life doesn't matter. It's real people having real conversations. Before we jump into it, look, I ain't an expert on none of the things that I'll be talking about. I'm just a regular person with some regular opinions, you know what I mean? And it is what it is. If you easily triggered, it might not necessarily be the place for you. But if you know what I'm saying? If you open-minded, you ready to create a dialogue and hear different things that we got to talk about, ready to explore some thought and stuff, stay tuned. We do different episodes every Monday. Not Monday. That's old schedule. I'm tweaking. But like every Friday at 11. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for us on social media, you can find us at Thinker versus Speaker on Facebook and Instagram, and Thinker versus Speaker official on TikTok. I'll tell y'all my social media later, but I ain't gonna waste too much time. I think I covered everything I need to cover, and I'm ready to hop into it. I got a special guest with me today. I'll be calling you Ash because that's what's on the thing. What do you prefer me to call you?
You call me Ashton, you could call me Music, you could call me Stone, you could call me anything. Really doesn't matter.
All right, cool. So I'll call you Ashton. And this one's special. You actually be one of the first people to actually reach out to me. And like I be asking people to do it, but they be acting scary. So you know what I'm saying? If y'all ever wondered, if y'all hit me up, y'all can come on a podcast. You just gotta let me know. So definitely welcome to you. Thank you for reaching out and thank you for coming on to the podcast. I'm looking forward to this conversation that we about to get into. You know what I'm saying? I know you a producer. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know you do music. You're on YouTube. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name Ashton, go by StonedVaporGamer at YouTube. My name is M Geek everywhere else on platforms. Like she said, I'm a producer. I do music, everything like that, from promotions, all of that. Make beats, all of it. From St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised. Don't stay there no more. Hell
Okay.
nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just a little bit about me. But like she said, I did reach out to her. Like, hey, it's an opportunity, bro. Like, if y'all really want to come on, she really legit. Like, go check her out for real. I fuck with it.
Yeah. It's crazy you from St. Louis too. It'd be like, did we go to school together or something? Let me know. Let me know. You sure?
I went to Cornerhan. Nah.
Nah. You right. But it's all good though. You said you moved away. What made you move away?
Man, honestly, I'm just finna keep it a book as a black man. If you trying to do something successful in your life or whatever the situation may be, don't get me wrong. I ain't finna bash my city, whatever the situation may be. There are good benefits in St. Louis. There are also bad benefits. Me leaving is one of the reasons of the bad benefits, as well as staying in Missouri all day and every day. All you hear is gunfire. Don't matter where you at unless you in the county. That's just me being a honey. But on top of that, like, everything that's good in St. Louis is in the hood. And as a person, if you're trying to succeed or whatever like that, that's not for you. So enables for you to move away from something. If you're trying to better yourself, you got to take yourself out the equation to better yourself. So if you always seeing stupid shit, just keep going backwards, you got to take yourself out that element and start fresh, even if you don't know nobody.
True. That's facts too. And like, you know what I'm saying? St. Louis is a tricky place. It's just like, like, of course it's home. So I love home, but you know what I mean? Like, I didn't flourish as a person until I got away from it. And like, I can't really blame the city necessarily for that. Cause part of it is like internal. Cause like something happens when you have a whole change of scenery. You know what I'm saying? Something happens internally, like when you move to a different place. Because one, you just get to experience different people in a whole new like mindset, and you know what I mean, like stuff like that. So you get to experience like a whole new environment, a whole new world, and it's just like that allows you to like grow and change. Like the people that I was surrounded by. So like I'm gonna stop blaming the city so much. But like the people that
It's
I
the
was
people.
surrounded by, yeah, exactly. It's just like it was the same shit every day, and everybody is cool with that. So if you trying to be on some other shit or some different shit, cause like I would be right there with them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if your forces ain't the whitest, nigga, I can't fuck with you. Like you know what I'm saying? Like nigga, why do you have on Jordan and Nike at the same time? That's not the same thing. Like we would be worried about all of the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? And like niggas around me was like closed minded as fuck. So then when you start getting on some other shit, it get weird. So you can't really be yourself. So like being in that other environment, you finally get to like break out and like really be yourself. And it's just like other people on the same shit, so they get it.
I'm gonna say this though. Stand from St. Louis though, we got a different drip than other motherfuckers. Like I
That's a
drip
fact.
nasty. I drip nasty,
That's
bruh. Like I
a
no,
fact.
like me being 108 where I go, bruh. It's like bitches from dudes be like, hey, shit that I wear, motherfuckers can't find. It's like my drip different, so
It's
everything I wear
different,
got to
yeah.
match. So
People used to think I was, bruh, like when I moved down here, people would think, be like, why do you dress like that? It'd be like, nigga, I got my own style. Like, what are you talking about? Except for the forces. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole town thing. I'm always gonna rep that. But it's just like, I got my own, like, you know what I'm saying? I got my own style to me. Like, I like to look good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just period. And that ain't gonna be like the way everybody else look. Like, you know what I'm saying? I went out today. I went to brunch today. Shout out to my friend. Shout out to my friend. Happy birthday. But I went to a brunch today. I'm like, I got this loud ass shirt on, but it's just like I look good though. Like a lot of niggas can't pull this off, but I'm gonna do this shit because I know I can. I know I'm gonna look good in this shit. Like we definitely need some swaggy motherfuckers. I give it that.
hell yeah, we be saucy in the bitch. Like I hate it though. I ain't gonna lie, I hate it.
Why?
Because you gotta think of it as this, we pray.
Yeah.
Like you gotta think of it like me as a person, like as I got older and I moved out of St. Louis, bro. Like these bitches is thirsty. And like that shit used to be aggravating to me because you move to another city, say for instance, like St. Louis is big, but St. Louis is small. That's
Mm-hmm.
100%. As
That's
opposed to
that's a
say for
fact. Yeah.
instance, you go to Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas is big.
Yep.
So, but Dallas is big as fuck. You understand what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
got St. Louis and you got Florida City. You understand what I'm saying? So you
Yep.
got the St. Louis and you got the county. As opposed to you go to Dallas, you got Fort Worth, you got Oak Cliff, you got
Yep.
Arlington, you got
Yep.
all of this shit just in that
Facts.
surrounding Dallas. So
Facts.
Dallas is hella huge as St. Louis. So with that being said, you take it as we fresh meat in Dallas, or we fresh meat in Arlington, or so it's like the bitch is gonna be aggressive. If you a new nigga, the females is aggressive. The niggas gonna be aggressive to the females. So it's just like it's something different. I don't
I
like
ain't
that
get
shit.
that. I ain't get that. I ain't even gonna cap with you. I ain't get that. I ain't get
Man, I
that.
don't know.
I ain't got nothing but love down here. I ain't even gonna cap with you.
But
Like,
that too, but it be the thirsty, like they thirsty. They want something different. Cause you ain't they ain't you a
they just
different
friendly
person.
as fuck.
Hell
Like
yeah.
they friendly as
Proper as
fuck.
fuck. Proper,
Yeah,
dude.
like you know what
Proper.
I'm saying. Back like we friendly back home, but we ain't that motherfucking
Nah, we
friendly.
not
We
friendly.
skeptical as shit. St. Louis is a city with PTSD. You can just tell. Like you know what I'm saying.
Hey
Everybody.
though, but I'm finna tell you what changed the city, what made the city go worse is that Mike Brown killed. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That tore the whole fucking city up.
What did?
That Mike Brown killing.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
changed St. Louis as a whole. I don't give a fuck what nobody said.
I mean, that got deep. That got deep. That got deep. But you know what? That ain't even what we came here talking about today.
Yeah.
We ain't even gonna get on there. I'm finna stay focused today. I'm learning my
Right.
lessons. I'm finna stay focused because you gonna have us going down a whole new political rabbit hole, and y'all ain't trying to get with me that on that level yet.
Hell
But
nah.
nah, like y'all don't want to hear Marissa talk about politics. Y'all really don't. I promise you that. But
Me neither.
but yeah. So like, how did you get into music and producing and stuff? I know I've been listening to a couple of your beats lately. Shit's fire. I appreciate them.
Man, I grew up in church. Like, man, how can I start it? Well, basically, I've been sick most of my childhood. Like, I got heart condition shit like that. That's irrelevant. But like, I basically, like, my grandpa is a preacher man, still preacher man to this day. My grandma was the first lady, so we grew up old school, old school. We grew up in
My
church
grandpa
house,
was a
so
preacher too. Yeah, same, same,
so
same, same,
it's
same.
like you good, you good. So it's like you had to go to church. It was church every Sunday,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesdays. So it was like at the end of the day, I started off playing drums. You understand what I'm saying? But
Mm.
then like my grandma got carpal started getting from playing the piano and all of that shit. She started getting carpal. So she had to have surgery, and as she was having surgery, before she started having surgery, she paid for me to go to piano lessons because she had to take off of church for a year due to her hands to heal. So I ended up becoming a piano player for the church, and like I end up taking my skills from. I feel that it's cheating though, and it's just me being a honey. If you know how to play the piano, it's going to be easier for you to make all different types of beats because your mind is more active, and especially if you could play by ear or whatever the
Oh,
situation
facts.
may be.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
you killing the fucking rap game right now. But it's a lot of motherfuckers that don't want to take that talent and go to another level. And it was just like, man, I want to go to school. I want to go to school. So at the end of the day, I went to Extreme Institute out in St. Louis, but that bitch had got shut down, bankrupt type shit.
Right.
So after that, like I started selling drugs. I ain't gonna lie, but I started selling drugs but it was for me to go to college because I had a scholarship. I had a half scholarship to go to Full Sail. So in order for me to pay for me to go on campus, because I ain't want to take no school online. I wanted to go visit the experience. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's my way to get the fuck out the city. So I got out the city, went to Full Sail, got my degree there, and just opened my own business, MK Productions.
And is that solely what you do now? Like you just produce?
Like I be producing. I got a couple songs like right now that I'm working on, and I got a couple songs that I did, but I ain't putting nothing out. Like you know how my mindset is, so like I ain't really putting nothing out because niggas don't want to hear the real shit. They want to hear the bullshit.
What
So
you
it's just
mean?
like, I mean, there are certain people has the mind frame to want to hear it, but a lot of motherfuckers want to hear the bullshit. If that
So,
makes sense.
I mean, absolutely, it makes sense. I mean, I find that even with okay, because I had a similar feeling even with doing this podcast sometimes because the shit that I talk about, like I remember when I started this, so many people would be like, "You should talk about pop culture. You should talk about this. You should talk about that." I said, "I don't want to talk about that. That's bullshit to me. Like I don't give a fuck what celebrities doing. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Like I do not care. It's like it's certain shit that I don't want to talk about. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, like that's what gets attention. The
But
bullshit is what gets pushed. It's not that nobody is there for it. Like it's plenty of people who are gonna receive it, but it's filtering through the bullshit to get to the right people.
true.
At least that's how I see it. Cause it's
But
just
when it
mm?
you go ahead.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
But when it comes to the music industry and everything like that, I'm the type of person because I am an artist and like I used to be an artist out in St. Louis, so a lot of motherfuckers know me back when I used to do shows and shit like that. So it was just like I call myself an artist, but as well you got to think about it. Each motherfucker that's famous or whatever the situation may be, they're individual. They got their own fucking life. So give them niggas that space. That and like a lot of these individuals that are famous to tell you, bruh, all we want is some personal fucking space, and they can't
Mm-hmm.
get that shit now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the tricky part about this shit too, and that's like even what I'm learning, like with what I'm doing, because you know, like of course in the beginning when you doing some shit like this, like oh I want the views, oh, I want the money, I want this, I want that, I want whatever, whatever. But honestly, that's all bullshit. Like that's all shit to like validate your ego. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Cause like in reality, like if you getting it, what does it mean? You know what I'm saying? Like what does it mean? Because even for me, like well, what I do, it had to transform to me finding purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not, I don't get on here every week and do this for like views or like confirmation. I do it because I love it, and I do it because I know I say some real shit and that people fuck with it. Like the people that listen fuck with it. And like also it's gonna be other people that fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? When it gets in the right hands, it's gonna be people that fuck with it, and it's to put a message out. It's to make people think and like to create a dialogue to like wake up a sleeping motherfucker if they sleep type shit. You know what I mean? So that's what it that's what it is for me. So it's just like I know it's other people like me out here in the world. It's just getting to the right like getting it to the right people so they can get what they need from it. It's just like I don't need all that outside shit though, because I don't like, you know what I'm saying, I don't like a lot of fake love no way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck do I want all this fake ass attention for anyway? What, you gonna like a picture and you know what I'm saying, what does that do for me? That didn't change my life. That didn't impact anything. Like, I like shit that means something.
Like, one thing that caught my attention for real, and like it may be corny, but it's deep. Your title of your podcast, thinker versus a speaker.
Oh,
That
word?
shit, yeah, it's deep. You gotta take it as the mindset. Like, this is why I'm finna make you go deeper into the situation,
Uh,
because you're the thinker, we're the speakers. So with
yeah.
that being said, you're opening you as the thinker, you asking us questions that your mind is opened up to
Mm-hmm.
hear from other people's point of view. So with that being said, us as the speakers, you getting it from real people experience point of view, which is deeper than people really understanding the meaning of the
Right.
thinker. It's opening your mind. It's on a deeper level. But a lot of people not ready for that. You
You get it.
understand what I'm
You
saying?
get it.
But
You get
it took me a while. It took
it.
me a while. Like, man, I'm like, because when I read
That
your
shit's
podcast
deep.
the
That
first
shit's
time,
under there though. Like,
when I read it the first time, I'm like, do anybody honestly understand the title of her podcast is deeper than what it really is? But you
I
have to understand who the person behind the mic is. So if she's the
that,
thinker, it's gonna get deeper because she wanna know everybody' perspective, and she gonna bring, like you said, you gonna bring people or professionals that you know that's in that field on a higher level to open up your mind,
right.
which sometimes could be a dangerous situation. But yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
motherfuckers not this, but like you saying, you ain't here for the money, whatever the situation may be. That's same for real. One thing that I want to do for real, and that's just not me being no asshole right now. I ain't shutting down our race, none of this shit. But we stupid as fuck, y'all, and y'all smart as fuck. Y'all need to get y'all mind on the head frame to be correct, because at the end of the day, I ain't disrespecting the white folks or none of this shit. But we could take over this universe for real.
Oh, you just want to get straight up into it, huh?
I'm just,
See, see,
oh, see
see,
you.
see. I ain't gonna see what I ain't gonna say. We dumb, but we sleep as fuck.
They
But that's
need to
by
be woke.
design. But that's by design. And that's the part that we don't fucking understand. See, you making me go somewhere that I don't really like to go on a podcast, bro.
I
Because,
mean,
but it is what it is. It
but
is what it
isn't
is
that
because
your
it's the truth.
podcast though?
That's the truth.
Isn't you
No, it
the? But
is.
it ain't you the thinker and we're the speaker.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we have to bring these things to you.
Yeah, exactly. Cause like that's the thing, right? And I always talk about it. I said this in the last episode with my uncle, where it's just like it pisses me off when I see shit like on the internet where it's just like, oh, look at Lori Harvey's dating now, and they can make a whole like niggas will run with this shit for like a fucking month. You know what I'm saying? It's just like fucking about Young Miami getting peed on by Diddy. Like, nigga, a lot of niggas do a lot of shit for Diddy. Like, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, come on, bro. Like, it's so much other shit. Like, you doing this, and like, where are you in your life though? Like, why
But
are you so distracted? Why are you so distracted? Because the whole time we sitting on here on our phones, the whole time that we sitting here not taking care of our kids, the whole time that we sitting here not thinking about the shit that actually matters in our lives. Like, if we wake up, we could change everything.
they ain't ready for it though.
Everything. Everything.
The
Like,
world
for
is in
real.
destruction, bro.
Like, for real. Like, we are like last. Like, if you look at all of these different cultures, you know what I'm
Hey
saying? They got this
man,
shit figured
fuck
out, bro.
that. Hell yeah. But it's like at the end of the day, we sitting in the cut being stupid, and it's like, what the fuck? Open your eyes, bro. But it ain't even that. You got to think about this, and it's just me being 100%. You got to think about some of these motherfucking states now. This is a subject that don't need to be brought about because this is where the school systems come in. This is where you get into politics and shit like that. So at the end of the day, I could tell you about the St. Louis school district. I could tell you about the Texas school district.
Bruh,
when the fuck, like at the end of the day, Texas got it made for when you get the fuck out of high school, bro. You got your fucking driver's license, all of that shit.
Oh, so you taking care of.
You feel me? You
taking care of.
You already taking college classes in fucking high school, bro. Any fucking school that's down there, you got to trade.
Math and all we got is fucking Spanish and maybe French in our high schools. They got all types of shit down in here. And I went to go fucking vote. And here's the thing. And that's another thing that pissed me off. I went to vote. Now, I remember being a little kid, and when my parents would vote, I used to go to Danforth, and that fucking voting line would be wrapped all around the fucking neighborhood for people to vote. And that was a black area, right? Black ass area. Now, I don't live in that, and I live in Texas. I went to go vote, bro. I got off work on voting day. I left work at 4:30. I'm thinking it's finna be fucking hell. When I say I walked into this high school, and granted, they got a whole football stadium, not a field.
A stadium, bro.
A stadium in a high school. This fucking high school is like a college.
They bands don't have to freaking take school buses. They got charter buses, bro.
Yes.
They live in luxury.
Yes.
Like, for real.
Exactly. And I walked in, I filled out the paper, I voted, I left. It took me 5 fucking minutes. But then that's the shit that makes you think like, God damn, like, hold on.
How the fuck you a military school when you got a shooting range on fucking campus? Like, come on, bruh.
Bruh, I'm telling you.
School districts is different, bruh.
We lack so much. And you know what I'm saying? But that's because we not worried about that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? We too busy in fucking survival mode. Trying to figure out how you trying to pay the next bill. You know what I'm saying? You work 2-3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? Because like people real life going through shit. I ain't saying like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't knocking it because I get it. I came from that shit. So like, you know what I'm saying? People real life is struggling just to stay afloat. So I'm sure that the shit that we say is probably like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all don't know how hard it is. Yes, we do.
Man, but let me put it this way, and I'm finna just sit here and be 100 with you right now. It's like this, and I ain't trying to knock the black generation. I ain't trying to knock none of this shit. Y'all head frame ain't on them. Y'all ain't on boss moves. You understand what I'm saying? And like motherfuckers not understanding where I'm coming from. Like half of these motherfuckers, like materialistic shit. It's not that does not matter, need, bro. Like that's why y'all going into debt and shit. Fuck the next shoes that's coming out. Fuck all of that shit. Excuse me, but y'all need to do the shit. Try to put that money aside that you spending all the $500, the $1,000 on a fucking pair of pants. Ooh, man, that $1,000 could go on the car. That $1,000 could go for money for you to build to try to put a house together for you and your kids or whatever the situation.
Because you wasting money on rent every month when you could be owning property.
Facts. Or even if you don't want to fucking buy a house, nigga, just get a fucking tiny house. Or if you want to be smart, bro, make a truck rent and flip that motherfucker. If not buy a school bus, flip that motherfucker. If you don't want to pay fucking rent, nigga, there are ways to get around it. But you got to know how to invest in it. Like y'all worried about the wrong shit.
Yeah, we worried about everything that's temporary, things that don't last, and that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to like that mindset, it's just like it be on all of the wrong things. It's just like we could do so much better. And I try not to put it in a way where people feel knocked, right? Because it's just like I have to put myself in people's shoes, right? Because it's not like I ain't always been in this mind frame. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to go through the dark to get to the light. And like the whole purpose of this podcast is just like, we get the dark, but like we can take this dark and turn it into light if we really open our minds up and get to thinking about the shit that it is that we do. You know what I'm saying? The ways that we choose, because at the end of the day, these are choices. Like, yeah, we've been put in certain circumstances. Yeah, we've experienced certain things, but like, we Black. You know what I'm saying? We Black. Now, if you spiritual, I shouldn't even have to explain too much more other than that.
Oh man, we ain't
you know
gonna
what
go
I
to
mean?
that, but
like, you know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have to explain too much more after that.
But
you can do anything.
One thing that gets me though, bro, is the jealousy in the Black community. But even with that being said, like I have to argue with a lot of motherfuckers because, like, I say for instance, let's bring it real life to real life. You from St. Louis. All right, we gonna use St. Louis and we gonna use Oak Cliff as a scenario, or I could use other cities, but these are the main cities that I'm saying, like, crazy as fuck, if that makes sense. So with that being said, you go
pick
to
a
St.
city,
Louis,
any city, because honestly,
right?
you can go to any
Anybody.
hood, yeah.
But you got to think of it as this way: St. Louis is built different, but it's just like at the end of the day, as a Black man standing in the city of St. Louis, you a threat, bro. Or even if you're an out of town person. So it's like a lot of people don't understand, and I tell people, oh, it's cool. You gonna get that. You could be a nigga. You understand what I'm saying? You could be just a random. You could be somebody from Texas, Idaho, whatever fucking part of the United fucking state. You bring your ass to St. Louis, you gotta act like a pussy, bro. If you naked, you understand what I'm saying? That's not me being funny. That's not me being funny. That's me being 100. If you naked, bro, you gotta keep it pushing. Don't look at nobody wrong. If somebody say something to you, don't
even
keep
say,
it
you
fucking
even
pushing,
engage.
bro. You just gotta keep it pushing, and it shouldn't be that way, bro. It shouldn't. It shouldn't be the way that you feel uncomfortable in your own fucking city. And I'm not knocking my city or none of that shit. I understand motherfuckers go through shit, whatever the situation may be. But half of this shit is countless deaths, bro, for no fucking reason. Why? Because the Black community is fucking jealous. You don't want to see nobody else eat. It's like, if we all stick together as one as a whole, do you honestly think that it would be the way that it is now? Y'all always want to come out when it's the bad. Like, I can give another prime example. When you was talking about cameras and everything like that, when the fuck was it cool to take pictures of niggas' dead bodies and shit and post that shit on TV or whatever the fuck the situation may be? Nigga got invading motherfucking privacy, whatever the fuck the situation may be. Y'all stupid as fuck. That shit irritating as fuck. What if that was your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister? How the fuck would you feel?
Our morals
That's
and
just me
priorities ain't
being
in the right
100.
place. The morals and the priorities are not in the right place in our community. You know what I mean? And that be the part that like blows me, because it's just like, y'all, we could do so much better. You know what I'm saying? It could be so much better, because it's just like stuff like that should not be a thing. Like, this is stuff that we should not be experiencing right now. You know what I mean? Because like, if you don't want nobody doing that to your peoples, why are you doing it to other people?
And it be
you know what I'm saying?
Reason.
And y'all be ready to kill for it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're ready to kill for it, then why are you doing it to somebody else? It does not make sense. We do so much stuff that just does not make sense, and we be trying to normalize it. It's just like, no, y'all, like, this shit, like, I get it. People have different circumstances, different things that they go through, but we ain't gotta make this crazy ass shit be normal. It's not. We've settled as a community for some dumb shit, and we need to stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to stop. You know what I'm saying? And this can even go deeper than race. Like, I keep it a buck, because, like, honestly,
don't go that route. They ain't ready.
But I'm just saying, because it's all the people.
They ain't ready.
It's real though, because it's just like, when we start getting another reason why I don't like getting caught up on certain types of demographics and groups is because a lot of these problems is fucking people problems. Now, if you start pointing fingers at this group, that group, the other group, the other group. That's how everybody start getting in their corners. Everybody start getting in their corners because they get defensive because they ain't ready to hear this shit. But like everybody deals with this shit. You know what I'm saying? If you talk to a poor white person, they probably got more in common with you than you think. You know what I'm saying?
I'm finna be 100 with you. A lot of people, niggas who stay, I'm finna just keep it a buck. Anything going to cross the Mississippi River is not where it's at. If you know your history, it's not where it's at. And like me as a person where I'm at right now, as even in St. Louis, like y'all gotta think about it. Just knowing y'all history, do y'all know what the arch is? Do y'all know the motherfucker that y'all be standing under the riverfront is? Do y'all know what the Capitol building is? Do y'all know any of that shit? Do y'all know any of the history behind all of that shit? Y'all wouldn't recognize the shit that y'all do. And like where I'm at right now, man, I'm in slave territory. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like the history behind Missouri, the history behind everything as a whole, it make you look at shit differently. But it's like, I'm finna say a joke, but I don't want people finna take this motherfucker a hard ass way. But why the KKK ain't getting hit on RICO charges? They hitting all these other motherfuckers. What about KKK? They the main group that need to be hit by a RICO charge.
I can't. I don't even know where to go with that one. There's a lot of ways you go with that one. I'm just go ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, like I mean, the world needs to tap in though.
Yeah. Cause I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like to not be as dark about it. Cause I don't like to be dark all the time. I try to.
Me neither.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Cause it's just like really. In reality, when I say like we ain't focused on the wrong thing, we be focused on the wrong things. It's like it is finding the things like if we were really going for like happiness, like what makes us happy, like following our intuition and just like, you know what I'm saying, like stop giving a fuck about what other people think and what other people doing and how other people moving and like all of those kind of things like that. Like, if we really start focusing on ourselves and what we want, like, what do I want my life to look like? What does my career look like? You know what I'm saying? If you take certain things out of the equation, like, you know what I'm saying? One of the things when I started going to...
That's deep. People too comfortable.
Yeah, but they not, though. And that's the point. Like, you know what I'm saying? You
gotta put it as a simple fact of you're comfortable, but you're uncomfortable. But with that being said, to the point that you're comfortable, you're going to continue until you ready. And this is just me being 100 with that situation you just said. Until you ready to prosper with yourself, as a person could always say, man, it's my year, or I'm ready to get myself together, or whatever the situation may be, whatever. They can keep saying that. They can keep saying that. But until you honestly, truly, at that point that you ready to get the fuck up and to pack your shit and just say, fuck it, I'm done, and deal with that shit by yourself, to take the time to see who you are.
Yep.
And like I tell everybody all the time, you're stuck, you're comfortable because you haven't allowed yourself to see who you are.
You ain't found yourself.
You need to remove yourself away from everything that is not working. So if you gotta pack your bag, go somewhere and start off fresh, that's what you gotta do.
You gotta do that.
Right? If you can go missing, go MIA, just let a couple of motherfuckers know where you at and just get yourself together. Don't worry about no niggas. Don't worry about shit. Don't worry about no bitches. None of that. Just worry about yourself. Because you gotta figure you out. You gotta figure you out. Because if you figure you out... But niggas scared for that shit.
Oh, for real. Because it's not fun. Figuring yourself out is not fucking fun. Because you gotta face all of that shit that you try to run from. As a person, all of that shit that you think is like scary and painful. And that's what I'm saying. People... The part that be kind of funny to me is just like... From the outside looking in, it's just like, yeah, y'all can say that shit. Like, yeah, y'all act like it's so easy. Y'all just don't understand my situation. It's just like, y'all don't think that people who on this side done been through some shit. How the fuck do you think we got here? Like, How the fuck do you even think that we got to this mindset? Of course it ain't easy. Ain't nobody say this shit was easy. This shit is not fucking easy. But it was just like, but the life that you living right now also ain't easy. Keep it a buck.
But I'm finna keep it a buck. Some of these motherfuckers struggling because they choose to struggle. They could have been got
Yeah.
out the fucking situation and shit. But that's
Yeah.
them.
But they're not
That's a
looking for a way out. That's the difference. Because it's easier to be like, oh, I can't. You know what I'm saying? It's
you
that
can.
it's
You
those
just
things
don't
that we
want
feed
to.
ourselves. We tell ourselves we can't. We tell ourselves it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult. I can't do this. I can't do that. I just can't up and go to college. I got bills and shit. Well, they got grants and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It depends on your mindset. Are you gonna be in a defeated mindset, or are you gonna be in a problem solving mindset? And that's even what I'm learning now. So never think that I'm judging y'all. Cause it's just like I got a thought process where it's just like I be needing shit. And it's just like, oh yeah, damn, people really do be editing videos and shit.
I
I
do
don't
that
have to
shit
do this
too.
shit. I don't have to do this shit alone. Like,
I
you know what
do
I'm
that
saying?
shit. Hey,
The
I do that shit also. I edit videos, all of this shit. Like, if
okay,
you
bet.
need that, I got you, bro.
Look, okay, look.
Like
That
contact me for real. Whatever you need, I'm processing all of that, and I got my business legit for that shit. But I do got a question though. You ever seen the movie Soul?
yeah, I have.
Alright, so
Yeah.
back to how the conversation about to go. So with the movie Soul, all right, hey, let me ask you a question with that because it's gonna tap into the full conversation that was supposed to happen or whatever like that. So
Yeah.
was Soul an appropriate movie for kids? It was.
Ooh.
And that's just me being a honey, and I'm finna give my opinion on it, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and go first.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely could be an appropriate movie for kids. I think, but
Mm,
but I mean, this honestly,
mm,
for me, this is me. This is me though,
mm.
because I would want my kids to understand this shit. I'm not going because for me personally, this is shit that I wish I would have understood sooner.
Facts. But with that being said,
But to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? Like I
facts.
want to be the one to teach my kids about that types of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now granted to a certain degree, like teaching your kids certain stuff is your responsibility. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't like lean on media to fucking teach your kids like core lessons and values and shit. You know what I'm saying? But like me, I wouldn't mind. Cause like souls and shit, like I believe in that shit. So yeah.
That's 100%. But I'm finna tell you my opinion on it. Soul is not appropriate for soul. So this is me being 100, and this is me being 100. Soul was appropriate for kids, but it wasn't appropriate for kids. It also wasn't appropriate for adults. And this is where I'm finna tell you to why it wasn't appropriate for adults. Because the adults remember the scene when he had remember at the scene when he remember he dead. But he had remember he switched bodies with the cat. He was the cat and the cat became the human. But when
Mm-hmm.
they was like, you got to sink into the thing. Remember, he had that little, he had that soul. He had that
Right.
little spirit, the reincarnated spirit. So he had the spirit, and he was the spiritual advisor for that spirit. So with that being said, he ended up to tap in to get into the third world. That
Right.
shit is real. But when people do it, people started doing this shit. They started commenting like, "Man, I started doing that. I started seeing spirits and all of that shit. Y'all fucking tripping." And it's a dangerous situation. It's dangerous, y'all. Like for
How?
real.
How is it dangerous?
It's it's dangerous because, say for instance, okay, weak-minded people. You understand what I'm saying? So, say for instance, the people who started doing it. You understand what I'm saying? Trying to meditate to get into that third world, and creepy shit started happening to them. You don't know what's real and what's fake. What's real and what's fake. So you're vulnerable as fuck. So why would you do it? Why would you put yourself in there? And then motherfuckers would be stupid. Like even the motherfuckers before that movie even dropped, you got motherfuckers playing with Ouija boards, all of that shit, whatever the situation may be, for what reason and why for.
Yeah.
Like if you trying to tap into something, like don't do it
Yeah.
because
I
it
don't.
can't. But people not understanding it. Even though you allow it to come through, say for instance, it's not harming you, it can harm around you.
What? Oh yeah, for sure. Like I don't really mess with that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I get into spirituality, but only to a certain extent. But I'm also a God believer, so you know what I'm saying. It's certain stuff like one. I feel like when you live your life a certain type of way, you ain't really got nothing to worry about. But at the same time, you ain't worried about the type of things that's gonna like penetrate you in a negative way, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just at least this is how I feel. Now, how that works, it might be different. Like I said, I don't go that deep into it. But like, you know what I'm saying? If I know that I live my life right and I trust God, I know I'm spiritually protected. So it's certain things that I ain't gonna do no way. You know what I'm saying? Like if I call on spirits, like I'm calling on like my grandpa. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like it is some shit that you don't want to fuck with, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know what's out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it can be dark and evil spirits out there. It's just as much negative as it is light. You know what I mean? So it's just like if you really, really don't know what you're doing, like don't play with that kind of stuff. Like I wouldn't say don't play with spirituality anyway. My grandpa
Hell
was a
no.
pastor and he would always say don't play with God. And I still hear that shit in my head to this day. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's certain things like, nah, you don't play with God like that. Cause God know everything anyway. And that's what I mean, like how I feel about a certain level of like spiritual protection, because like I live for God. So I know he got me. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't living for God, you probably don't want to fuck with no shit like that. Or if you ain't living right, whoever you
I
believe
mean,
in.
I be into it heavy. Like, but I don't fuck with no Ouija boards, none of this shit.
Nah.
But like, for our communication shit, like, yeah, like I like it.
Yeah, like
But
I think
sometimes
tarot and stuff is cool, like for sure.
I don't know. I wanted to be a median. I mean, not a median. I wanted to be a homicide detective for the longest though. But I don't want to no more. But tapping into that world though, like it's cool. But
You
at
was trying to
times
be like,
it's
I think it is Medium. I think that's what it was called. It's like an old ass CBS show where she was like a detective and like she would use that to like figure shit out.
but I don't want to do that because I don't know. But like souls, like a lot of people don't understand that we're mortal, but we're immortal.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, how can I explain it? Your body makes you mortal, but your soul makes you immortal. So with that being said, the way that I am right now when I pass away, my attitude is still gonna be that way. So with that being said, a lot of people don't understand. Well, there's many types of subjects that you could go on about that, honestly. So you got reincarnation, you got all of that. All of that shit is real.
Oh yeah.
But it's like to go deep in depth with it, it's like where to begin. It's life and death as itself. A lot of people don't understand that everybody in the world, yeah, you immortal, bruh. But at the end of the day, you still gotta contact God.
Yeah.
And some of these souls lost.
Yeah, it's a lot of lost souls. A lot of lost souls.
It's
A
a
lot.
lot of it's a lot of them that's trying to it's a lot of them that's trying to find a good that's wanna find the light.
I think a lot of people are in the process of waking up right now. Like I don't think anything is really by accident. And that's the interesting thing. Like the thinker, like I look at the state of the world a lot and I look at things and like how things are going. And like when you look at like politics and you look at pop culture or like media and just, you know, life around you and all those kinds of things, like you realize like all of these things are kind of like going in cycles. It's a lot of things like repeating themselves, and like one thing that's standing out to me a lot is just like what you put in is what you get out. And like, you know what I mean? So it's just like a lot of people are getting back a lot of the things that they put out, including me, right? You know what I'm saying? I went through a period in my life where I had to like, you know, basically like essentially like start over and just like really go in and figure out who is Marissa, what does Marissa want, what does Marissa enjoy. And I had to really go through and find myself. And I think something that happened in like the course of like my lifespan, and even probably like before that, is just like something in society kind of shifted. Something in society shifted, and like we lost a lot of substance. We lost a lot of substance, a lot of things that have meaning, and we as people fell in love with a lot of things that don't have meaning. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying it's what's in the forefront. If you look out in the world, like it's kind of like what you see, and a lot of people have kind of like lost their way in a sense, and now it's all kind of coming back where it's just like, yeah, all of those things that we thought were fancy and shiny and what life was about, it's not looking so good no more. It's not looking so good. It's not looking appealing. And I don't think I'm the only person that's sitting up here thinking this. I think it's a lot of people who are starting to look around and be like, yeah, a lot of the shit that we got fed was bullshit. Like, what's the truth?
But you gotta, oh, that's deep. But you gotta think of it as this, like, it's generational as well. Like, you gotta, and like, a lot of people don't understand, like you said, technology today. Man, grow up when we grew the fuck up. I'm 31. So I was born in 91. I grew up before cell phones were cell phones. I grew up when we had to fight between the house phone and the internet.
That part.
I grew up with motherfucking the best game systems that ever came out was Nintendo's fucking 64. The Sega
I was gonna say the Sega
Dreamcast,
Genesis, but you know,
the Sega, yeah.
if you wasn't blowing
Sonic
cartridges, you know what I'm saying?
You don't know about Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, none of this shit. You got
the days before memory cards where you had to play the game straight through when you was just starting over, bro. Me and my brother,
remember before that was wireless controllers, you had to go to your homie house, you better bring your extra controllers.
Bruh, and hope you got enough slots for it, okay? Like, for real. Like, me and my brother would be in the basement, feet swinging, with a corded PS2 playing Connecticut off of, like, 1 megabyte memory card. You know what I mean? Like, it was totally different. And it's just like, what I think now in society, too, is just like, you know, we
was outside. We was outside. It wasn't no be your ass in the house. You taking your ass outside. That's better be in the house before the street lights come in. Better make sure your homework done too. If you ain't gonna eat, I cooked. If you ain't gonna eat, your ass just gonna be fucking hungry. Or then we ain't had cell phone, bro. Niggas had to call the fucking house phone. Or if we had cell phone, we couldn't talk on the cell phones till after 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Or then with that, if we grew up the way that we grew up, bro, like we grew up with discipline. So we ain't grow up every day playing a fucking video game and shit. It was like we had to go to school, do our homework, all of that shit. Game came on the weekend. Go outside type shit. Like, we had to make sure that we was on our shit. But this was a discipline. Like, the generation now, y'all got it better than what we had. Like, y'all ain't got a half of nothing. And, like, for y'all parents breaking their necks and shit, bro. Like, y'all not understanding, but it's like y'all full of materialistic shit. And you get mad if you don't get what you want. Like, that shit sad. Because you got to understand, man, they working, clocking these hours to help y'all or whatever, and y'all still unappreciative. But it is what it is.
Hey, we guilty too. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You are sounding like the old nigga in the room, but I feel where you coming from. I do. I do, but I had to crack that joke on you. But like for real, like it's some real shit, and like we guilty too, even in our generation, because it's just like
True.
we was on the cusp of that, so we know like a little bit of like what the old life like was like. I
Yeah.
can't even say pre-technology, but like you know what I'm saying. Even for us, like even the thing that the older people before us understood was like the value. I hate to say this shit. Now I'm sounding like the
Sending
old nigga. It
messages
was
and shit. Yeah.
the value of hard work, and that everything doesn't take immediate gratification. Everything doesn't get immediate gratification. We're used to immediate gratification still. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't really have to. You know what I'm saying? Like you like they was talking. We talking about. We was talking on the phone after 7, but you know what I'm saying? They was dialing operators. Like you know what I'm saying? They had to
Hell
go see
yeah.
people face to face and like really
Hell
fuck
yeah.
with them and really get to know them and get to know their mamas and their peoples and all that
Hell
kind of shit.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we get to do whatever the fuck we want to. Like you know what I'm saying? We get to fuck when we want to. We get to talk when we want to. We get to do
Not
whatever the
back
fuck
in
we
the
want to.
day.
You know
Nah.
what I'm saying? Like we get to do whatever we want to. So it's just like we don't have to wait for shit. Even back then, like you know what I'm saying, niggas was getting married and all types of shit. We don't do none of that no more.
Hell
You know
no,
what I'm
don't
saying?
nobody want no like that's where the real love and shit was back in the
Because
1980s,
they took
early
their
90s.
time and they
Yeah, they
worked for that shit. They knew the value of hard work. We don't understand the value of hard work. If some shit hard, we just gonna find an easier fucking way.
and
We
that's
lived in the
from
age of Google, nigga. We didn't have to use encyclopedias and shit. We just Google shit.
the story, or however the fuck you say it, the
Yeah.
sources.
We was asking Jeeves. Like, you know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah.
Shit was easy for us too. Like we can't like I can't even cap like shit was easy for us too. And that's the and that's what I'm saying. I think people are starting to wake up because it's just like, yeah, all of that is bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Because motherfuckers will look up and they be like, God damn, I got like 6 kids in like 14 places. And like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no stability. Like, all my money go to this. Like, God damn, what kind of choices have I fucking made? You know what I'm saying? Damn, I've been working at this one job for like 20 fucking years and I ain't never liked it one day that I've been here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but it's just like, why am I here? It was just like, oh, because I had that one opportunity that I was too scared to take, or oh, because this or that. But people don't want to reflect and do those things because that's that thing that seems like it's gonna be painful. But like really, once you dig into the depths of life, you know what I'm saying? Shit is what it is. It ain't like you can change the past. That's the part that's funny. Like we learn
Yeah.
from that shit. Like it's like, oh, I don't want to think about that shit. It hurt me back then. Like nigga, that shit is back then. It ain't even nothing that you can do about it. But like today, you know what I'm saying? You can look at it if you actually go back, deal with that shit, be like, you know what? Because like me, I dropped out of college. And like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, I thought college was the problem. It's just like, I went to school for the wrong fucking major. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was going to school for engineering, but my purpose is to like entertain and run businesses. So if I probably would have picked a
You
different
went
major
for
that
the right
actually aligned with
thing.
me, you know what I'm saying? I didn't
You should
though.
have went for audio engineering.
I
Your
should
podcast
have.
would have been your
I should
podcast
have. That's
show
what
would
I
have been
mean.
swoosh.
That's what I mean though. But at the time, you know what I'm saying? So like niggas will have experiences like that and be like, oh man, I'm a failure because I did this and I did that. Be like, no, I went to school for the wrong fucking shit. I still got time to go back, do that,
Hell yeah.
and fix my fucking life. So if you stop fucking moping about the fucking past and you be like, all right, what can I do about it today? And change that can't do mindset to a let me figure it out kind of mindset, then you can actually, you know, do something about the situation, even if you put yourself in a fucked up situation. If you put yourself up in a fucked up situation, if life puts you in a fucked up situation, whoever the fuck put you in a fucked up situation, you can get yourself up out of it. You just gotta want to figure out the way. And like, you know, you gotta be uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. You gotta stop being uncomfortable.
And stop being procrastinating too.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of motherfuckers do that too. Be like, man, I'm ready, I'm done dealing with this shit, but still sitting in the same situation. Like, you could have been made an outcome. It's like, what's stopping you?
Right. So, okay. So that kind of brings me back to what we actually wanted to talk about. We didn't talk about everything else in between. But like, you know, when you are doing something though, right? It doesn't happen immediately. You know what I'm saying? Because me and you were kind of having this conversation beforehand. It's just like when you working on something like that, that result does not come immediately. It takes hard work. And sometimes that shit gets discouraging. And it doesn't exactly go the way that you want it to go. So, like, you know what I'm saying? How do you deal with stuff like that? Like when you are like doing something, but like you trying to make some shit happen, you trying to make some shit shake out of your situation, you making those steps, but like when it's not coming as fast as you wanted to, how do you deal with stuff like that?
Ooh, 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 you put me in the foot. Oh, fuck. Get the fuck out of my head because you putting me in a situation that I'm in right now. So better it be said and done. Like I'm in the situation to where, like, like at the end of the day, like this is where the conversation where me and like my old lady we sort of kind of bump heads. But I can understand where she's coming from as well as where she has to understand where I'm coming from, but she don't. She understands it, but she don't. So it's in a situation to where like, okay, back then, like I was doing stuff like, but I wasn't doing nothing. You understand? So it was at a hold that I was on pause.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, yo, when we started talking, I'm on pause or whatever. So it's like now that opportunities is coming, and due to stuff that has happened, it's just like me as a person, how do I deal with it? I put myself into the situation to where it's like these opportunities are coming. So it's like, do I sit here and like this opportunity right here? It wasn't hard to like, how can I say it, take the opportunity. It was just like, how can you say it? Sometimes you want to do things and you're not in the right environment or the right place to do it.
Yep.
So it's like, do you really want to reach and take that opportunity? Do you want to really reach and take it?
Yeah.
And this was it wasn't a huge ass tease. Yeah, it was. I ain't gonna lie. It was like when you contacted. Well, when I contacted you, I had already wrote, seen some of your podcasts or whatever. So when I hit you up, you was like, hey, before I get you, you need to go check out some of my content. I have already checked out your content. So of course, hey, I'm coming to you like, hey. So it's like, hey, this is an opportunity. But it's like, fuck that. I'm gonna take this opportunity. Like at the end of the day, I'm reaching out to her. So with that being said, you on a business type shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me reaching out to you, I'm not gonna waste your fucking time, because at the end of the day, if you return the favor, like say for instance I messaged you and you never messaged me back, but I reached out to you. So it's like I reached out to you, you reached back out, and you was like, hey, let me see if you serious or whatever you have. So it's like, man, oh yeah. So as I'm talking and he was like, yeah, I get you on that show. I'm like, okay, there ain't no question asked. This is my opportunity to go ahead and take it. So it's like, do I run with that motivation? Fuck yeah, because this is my opportunity right here. I'm not finna slack it. Nah, because that's your opportunity to move forward. But at the same time, how do you deal with the environment that you're in with that situation? You gotta try to make peace and bring yourself to a place where you could just fully estimate what you're trying to do. You gotta let your business be your main focus and don't let the distractions overwhelm that shit.
Absolutely.
That's all you can do.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. And it's kind of funny that you say that, because I was actually in a similar position when you reached out. That's wild as fuck for you to say that, because like even when you reached out to me, it's just like I went through the motions in my own mind about like, okay, like this is what you asked for, this is what you wanted, so now you gotta own it, because this is what you put out into the universe, this is what you ask God for, this is what you pray for people to start reaching out to you, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So it's just like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna be scared because this is new, because this is different, like, or are you just gonna own it? Because if this is really what you want to do, this is what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that come with what you asking for. So you go through the motions of like, damn, am I ready for this? Like, it's not exactly where I want it to be yet, but you know what I'm saying? If God is presenting me this opportunity, I gotta take it. So
True.
if this opportunity is in front of me, I gotta take it. And also, if this opportunity is in front of me, that must mean that I'm doing the right thing. So I need to keep going. Versus like, you know what I'm saying, where it was just like, damn, like, is this really what it's supposed to be? But it's just like when you ask that question and then the opportunities present themselves, and it's up to you to be like, you know what? I do got this because this is what I want. So I'm a go ahead and like, you know what I'm saying, take this risk. And they don't even, they feel like big risk, but they don't be big risk, because in the end of the day, when opportunities like that present themselves, they work out because they meant for you. That's what I'm
Fact.
saying. Like once I started talking to you, I was just like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, okay, cool. This makes sense. I understand where you're going, God. I get it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, cause like you even gave me stuff that I needed, that I was looking for. So it's not just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like coming on my platform, I see that as an opportunity, but like you gave me just as much as I'm giving you right now. This is an equal exchange of
Fact.
like, you know what I'm saying, gifts. And like that's the blessing of it. It's just like when you feel like you want to quit, you know what I'm saying, opportunities do present themselves. It's just gonna be up to you to be like, all right, I'm good enough for this opportunity, I'm going for it. Even if I feel like I don't have enough, even if I don't feel, even if I think I, you know what, whatever, I'm still gonna go for it, because I'd rather say that I tried than be like, damn, I wish I would have.
For real, a lot of people don't understand that it's patience though. Like it's a new year, new opportunities. But and with that being said, it's just like you gotta be like, if you really pay, like if you really want that opportunity or whatever the situation may be, you gotta maintain that shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like I tell her, like, even though I do YouTube and everything like that, even though like I got videos and shit that I ain't put out or whatever the situation may be, I have my reasonings, but it's like why continue to post, like why continue to post and I'm asking questions and they ain't getting answers. It's like when we behind the camera, low key, we talking to ourselves, and it's up to them to give us the feedback back. So if you're not giving us no feedback, it's like what's the sense to keep making videos? Ain't nobody giving no feedback or whatever. So it's like, oh, is this and is that? Why continue to do it?
Have you
And
tried
then
other approaches?
like what other approaches like for
Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah. Like if
Like
you're not getting the feedback, how do you like adjust?
how do I adjust? Like this is where I'm in state of multiple things. So since YouTube give YouTube a rest, so I go to my music, just making beats consistently. Okay, I'm sending beats out. If that work, it work. If it don't, it don't. With that being said, I could go start back making shirts or whatever the situation may be. It's not always a backup plan, but
Mm.
it's like as a person, like if you trying to make moves or whatever the situation may be, you always should have another option. Or if
Yeah.
something don't work, like anything that you wanted to do in the past or whatever, don't ever think that you too old or whatever the situation may be to want to do something. And you could do it if you 30, you could do it if you this, you could do it if you that. Like at the end of the day, if shit don't work one way, go another route. If that don't work, go another route. But do something that'll try to make you make your boss moves. Because at the end of the day, if ain't nobody else worried about you, you gotta worry about your damn self. So regardless of the fact with that, you gotta make sure that you taken care of before what everybody else thinks.
Facts. 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 Cause it's just like, you know what I'm saying? The part that we have to understand, like, for me, in my mind, there's no such thing as failure. There's no such thing as failure in my mind. Like, I had to let that go. You know what I mean? Because this whole thing of life, like the reason that I'm breathing right now is because I'm on a journey. Like that's why I'm breathing, because I'm on a journey. So everything is a process. Because like if you try something, you gonna learn something. So like, you know what I'm saying? There could, like, you know what I'm saying? If I kept the mindset of like, oh, I can't do XYZ because I don't have enough, there would be no podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because like we want to start shit and we want it to be perfect, right? It's just like, I want this shit to be polished. I want it to be this. I want to be that. And I mean, yeah, if you in a position to do that shit, absolutely. But sometimes you just need to start something, right? So sometimes you need to start something. So when I started this, back in like October 2022, October 2021. My bad. So I started this October 2021, and back then I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just paid somebody to do some art. I had an intro beat that I had like put together like myself. That wasn't even an intro beat. It was just me playing with a beat maker, like, you know what I'm saying. And it was just like, and I had another person that was willing to do the podcast with me, and that's how this started. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really like. I had a loose idea. I had a plan, but you know what I'm saying? Like, the execution like fucking, you know what I'm saying, like $1 million worth of game or some shit? Fuck nah. But you know what I'm saying? It got out there. And in the process of you doing it, it's just like, oh, okay, well, I learned how to put this shit together. So then you build on that. So then you learn something else. It's just like, oh, now I'm learning different ways to market on social media. Okay, bet. So like you add into your tool belt the whole time. So it's just like now the podcast is completely different from when I started it, and it's still growing because it's a continual learning process. And even in that process, I've learned that I'm talented in a whole bunch of other things along the way. So if this don't work out, I got like 50 other skills that I could fall back on and explore. So it's never a loss.
No, this
Ever.
podcast gonna be successful. If you gotta have me on every fucking show, this motherfucker gonna be successful. Like,
Yeah.
for real, because mine saying, like, you can add mine, like, for real, because, I mean, both point of views and make motherfuckers, like, damn, and then it's like, say, for instance, if it's both of us, right, you thinker versus the speaker or whatever, and just say, for instance, both of us and her, and you bring somebody else. So, say, for instance, they throw a topic, I want to get deeper in their fucking
Yeah. Yeah.
from another standpoint.
Yeah.
But it's like, man,
I'm
that's
about to
some
do all types
dangerous.
of shit with this.
That's
People don't
dangerous.
understand. People don't understand that the name The Thinker is so much deeper.
I
It's just like,
I
it's
already know the concept of it. That's what
like
I'm
it's
telling you.
yeah, like it's this can get so much deeper, and that's the beauty of what I'm saying. Like, and the thing that I want people to understand, it's just like when you going for something, it's just like you can it can really be whatever you want it to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be as big as one of you, but you got to be willing to do the work and put that work behind it. And you got to be willing to make certain sacrifices. If stuff ain't going the right way, it's not necessarily because you need to quit. It might be because you need to try a different approach. You might need to learn a different skill. You might need to reach out to other people and find other people that know what they're doing that can help you. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like whatever you put your mind to, it can be successful. Things don't be in your mind for no fucking reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't like certain things for no fucking reason. You know what I mean? Like, even for me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we think about the things that we encounter in our lives, like, I was a band kid. I was a choir kid. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did grow up in church and all of that. And all of those things make me who I am as a person, and also apply to these talents that I'm using to do what it is that I do. So none of this shit is by accident. It's all about design. But you have to trust that what you feel is meant for you is for you, and give it your all, and be willing to make some motherfucking sacrifices in the process. Because if you want what you want to be great, that's what the fuck you gonna have to do. It's never gonna be easy.
I'm in the terminal right now due to I'm fighting with a sacrifice right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh,
But it's just me being a onion. Like, I don't know. It's a sacrifice, but it's like I feel it's better. But it is what it is.
yeah.
It might hurt motherfuckers, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. We all, like, even now, like, I got in my personal life, like, I'm finna make a sacrifice, but you gotta make the sacrifice worth it. Like, if you gotta, if you gotta make a sacrifice, it gotta be fucking worth it. It was some shit that I saw. I was on fucking YouTube or something, and it was like Lil Uzi got his face tatted so he can never get a job again. You know what I'm saying? So he could tell himself in his mind that he can never get a regular job. I gotta be a rapper now. I
Man,
gotta do
Lil
this shit
Uzi,
now.
here we go. Let's not get on the music.
I
Let's
ain't
not get on
saying
the
I ain't trying
music.
to go down there with it,
Cause
but my point.
Yeah, but Uzi is richer than half of these mother freaking niggas that got anything to say. You honestly think, like, real honestly, like, this nigga knew what he was coming into. Like, I'm not finna, and like, a lot of people don't understand what I'm finna say, and I'm finna keep it a buck. Uzi, it's Chinchillon, all of them Trippy Red. When them niggas were SoundCloud rappers, before they became mainstream, bro, they changed the wave of music with their own emo shit. But that's different. That's another topic. But back to the sacrifices and everything, it's like you got to do something to better yourself. Like, if you know that the good is about to come, you got to snatch the bad out the way. But you got to be willing to do it.
Yeah.
No matter what the circumstances is.
You got to do what you got to do. It is what it is. You can't really run from it. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, if life is going to be hard, pick your hard. Because life ain't gonna be easy, period. You know what I'm saying? And I don't say that to be like depressing, because like there's joy, you know what I'm saying? Even when your life ain't exactly where you want to be, you find moments to be happy. It's not like you live a miserable life. And that's what I'm saying. We don't live a miserable life, but there are things that could be better. So imagine what your life could be if you were working on the things that could be better and they actually became better.
True. But it's patience.
Right.
And a lot of motherfuckers ain't got that because they too comfortable.
They can get it. They just have to want it.
And that's the problem. A lot of people want a lot of shit, but not willing to take that action.
Well, that's on
so
them.
they still stuck. Right, and they still stuck where they at. But it's hard. It's hard to say, but that's 100%. Like, if you ain't motivated, want to do, like, your mouth can talk a good game, but your actions got to show otherwise.
Your actions got to back it, for sure. For sure. The actions got to back it. And, you know, some people you know what I'm saying? And to think about what I'm learning is, like, I'm not going to knock people for what they do no more. Because some people make a conscious decision and they happy with it. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, my version of what life should look like is not the same to another person, and I understand that. And you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, because everybody don't have to think what I think. Everybody ain't got to be on the same wave page as me, because like I spent my childhood fighting that fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't understand that concept. Some people good where the fuck they at, and they happy doing what they doing. And I ain't here to change your motherfucking mind. I'm here to speak to the person that's actually trying to hear what the fuck it is that I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna speak to no fucking brick wall. And it's just like, if you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? If you hearing about Young Miami getting peed on by Diddy, that's your business. More power to you. Like, be a lost soul. Like, that's fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, in my defense, let me not call you a lost soul because you like that type of shit. But you know what I'm saying? But
distracted
like,
from the wrong shit.
I mean, look, it is what it is.
You
what
a lost
it is,
soul.
bro.
I mean, but you got to think about it though. Television, okay, not like that's a whole nother topic. But like, television started from teen pregnancy to, teen mom to all of that shit. Whatever the situation may be, when teen pregnancy hit a spike or whatever back in the day with all of that shit. But when those TV shows came out, they was to show the struggle.
Yeah.
Not to promote that shit. So motherfuckers took it the wrong way.
Like,
the world is blinded by the naked eye.
Yeah. Yeah, stuff be right in front of your face.
But they take it as a promotion.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They follow. They the sheep that follow the flock.
I mean, but you can't tell them they ain't the sheep though. If you tell them they the wolf.
That's what they think, but you doing the same shit that the next nigga doing, not trying to make yourself better, move yourself out the equation if you're not the follower. Huh.
Just saying. But on that note, man, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate you for coming through Definitely welcome to come back anytime. I appreciate it. Do you want to let the people know where to follow you on social media?
You can follow me at Instagram and Snap is mgeek0417. My YouTube is StonedVaporGamer.
I bet. And if you're looking for me, you can find me at MarissaY17 on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter when I feel like it, but I never feel like it. And you can find me at Marissa the Thinker on Facebook. If you're looking for Thinker versus Speaker, you can find it at Thinker versus Speaker on Facebook, Instagram, and Thinker versus Speaker official on TikTok. And if you're interested in more conversations like this, definitely let me know. If it's a topic that y'all want to hear me talk about, definitely let me know. If you want to come on the show, let me know. All you got to do is reach out and let me know. And if you like this content, you want to see us grow, you want to help us grow, you know what I'm saying? Like it, share it, hit the notification button so you know when I'm finna post. And you know, make sure you come on, bro. Make sure you follow me on all the dogs in the neighborhood started tweaking. Now she tweaking too. But you know, if you wanna I lost my train of thought. It is what it is. Y'all already know what time it is. Room Mama can't let me get through an episode without letting y'all know she here. But is there anything you want to say before we get out of here? Anything you want to get into?
Nah, just have me on the show again. Like she said, any topics. If y'all want to hear a lot more of us and add motherfuckers, hey, I'm fine with that. Cause hey, I'm coming with the backfire. Trust me. So the answers is questions are gonna get spicy, and I want honest answers.
Hollering. But I mean, on that note, y'all already know what to do. Like, comment, share, do what you do. Let other people know. Help us grow. All of that jazz. But on that note, we're going to get up out of here, and I'm going to see y'all next week. Later, Ashton.
All right, peace.